when you come into these things, you take something away. Flip the script, and that's what I'm saying. Right? We need to think of a different dynamics, you know. We've got to get out, as my stepdad used to say, from Guyana, he used to say, well, we're in the Caribbean, we don't have that island mentality. You've got island mentality. What's it about bloody island mentality? It's only after he passed on, I started to understand what he meant. Stop limiting your options. Right? We've got oil, we've got gas, right? We've got beverages, we've got minerals, we've got so many resources, right? Including the services market is. Some of the best accountants, I say, they're still working with pen down there, can you believe it? Right? And they're still doing it. How? Amazing, isn't it? I bet when you go to scratching your head, like, what the hell? They use the computer, mate, come with me. And they're like, well, you go with your computer, boy, I got this. You know, that's what it's at, right? But they're still doing it, they're still working it out. So I'm saying, look at the beauty of that. Right? We have so much going on, and my objective is to sell the Caribbean. If you can't sell it to yourself, you're not going to be able to sell it to anyone else. Right? So we have to really understand what we have, the value of what we have. We have to value. We have to stop thinking of ourselves as individual entities. All right? You good? All right? You good? Okay. Right? So we have to start thinking of it as, and look at it more as an economy across the board. When you look out, you've got to start saying, well, hold on, I'm in the UK. You're talking about coming out of the public sector. What is the biggest employer in the Caribbean right now? The state.
The state, it's here.
Public sector. They're the best paid. Right? So in some ways, there's a bit of a proletariat thing going on, right? Especially the way they manage their politics, right? And I'm not here to go into the politics of the depths of it, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of, to me, and nepotism is rife. Alright? So what I'm saying is if you flip the script on it, you're going to think, well, hold on, how are you going to change that? Because I ain't going to change overnight. I've got a lot of boys in the Old Boy Network. You know the Old Boy Network? Anyone know the Old Boy Network? Alright. They like to flash their regalia, their little rings and their little trinkets, right? Yeah? And that's how it works, right? Because up here, where people may be in a lodge or in the background, up there they're up front because it runs the dynamics. It keeps it, the status quo in order. But yet still you've got these graduates going up, loads more graduates, loads more graduates coming through, and they're stuck with an empty piece of paper because they're not able to apply what it is that they need to do. Right? So, like Dennis was saying, let's start getting to look at things. Like I'm encouraging people to do magazines because it creates work. Right? So the industries that you're setting up, service sectors, think of industries that you can do that can actually apply and can be exported or imported in. There can be exported where you can create work, not just here but also within the Caribbean as well. So it builds a bridge. Right? Now it's important that we employ here as well. I'm a strong believer of that, but at the same time it's nice when you can actually take it offshore and reinforce what you're doing in the UK. Because we're in a Commonwealth environment. And we have the CARICOM system in place as well. Is that making sense? Yes. Any questions to this point? All right, I've kind of calmed down a bit, otherwise I'll go on for hours and hours and hours, and you guys will be like, God, that madman up there on stage. I had a haircut a few weeks ago, so enjoy. Huh? It was all out there before. But, you know, that's what women do for you. They straighten you out. I went well compromised, I went halfway. All right, so I'll still get it on top. All right, so what I'm saying is, you know, let's start thinking about effective, right? You know, efficiency and being effective, because to be effective is a big difference. Anyone who knows efficiency and effectiveness in total quality management understands how that system works. And it's very important, you know, skills, anyone know the model skills versus knowledge equals competence? Yes. Times core competence. Alright, so you know, that's what we're looking at. But what we want to see is, when we're coming around to how do we stop that brain drain, right? The only way you're going to stop the brain drain is an economic shift. Alright, and we are the forerunners of that economic shift, because the Yanks have had years to do it and they're not about to do it. If they've done it now, they're not about to do it. We have to be the forerunners of that. We have to start thinking as the forerunners. We have to be the advanced thinkers in terms of how we're going to get that economic shift, because if it's okay there, we can be even better off here. We'll have better lifestyle, and that means our offspring, our children, will have a better legacy to stand on. I don't know about you, but I am tired of the negative connotations that run within the Caribbean. And I always tell people, we don't have an army. It's the most peaceful place on the planet. If you want peace and paradise, go to the Caribbean. We like to party. We like to have fun. Do you understand? We don't want war. What war, man? No. Just have a glass of rum and chill. Yeah? You know? That's it. You know, let's sell that. Yeah? Let's sell that inner still, that peace, that love that comes with it. But let's bring it in a way that the whole world recognizes, that we can reshape the thinking of the world.
Amen.
All right? If Japan can do it,
yes,
all right, Singapore can do it, all of these places in the world can do it, why can't we? And this is where I'm really starting to get really to the grassroots of this. And there's models behind this. It's not just talk, there are models, practical implementation coming forward. That's why I'm encouraging you to start thinking, when you leave here today, start thinking differently, put on a different hat. I'm not saying to release your UK hat, keep your UK hat. But start understanding how you can embrace and really work with the Caribbean to have more effective and to really take this, because, what's your name again? Your name?
Nigel.
Nigel, you're my friend today, Nigel. All right? Because that's the biggest thing that's come out. That's my pet hate right now. Because what that does, that destroys economies. You remember me? You cannot build anything with that. It's like building on sand when you don't have that. You think you're training up all these intelligentsia, and all of a sudden they go, whoosh! What good is that? What good is that for the future generations that are coming? It's our responsibility. We have a duty of care to ensure that our generations that are left a legacy of fulfillment, all right, are left an economic stability. They have the foundation to move forwards, as small as we are. Small but mighty. What's that saying? What's that t-shirt you got? Me little but we tall. I love that t-shirt. It's so great. Yeah, and that's the basis of it, right? And this one here, the young people, right? I mean, what's it? I mean, I did some research. I used to do a lot of work on gangs years ago before I kind of got fed up. And it was about 2001 to about 2012, and I did a lot of reports. And I went into the Beaton in Trinidad. Anyone know Trinidad? The Beaton. Gonzales, St. Babs, Chaguanas. I also went to Guyana, All Boys Town, all these little roughneck gangster places where they all want to go around gunslinging and shooting up the place. And I did some government projects as well, but you know, I kind of found it was better to work without the government. Right? Because you know, the government always, to me, I won't even get into that. That's another story. That'll be until like next year, right? But the point what I'm getting at, what I found when I wrote the report up here, and I came back up here into Hackney because I was in East London where I did a lot of my work, and I came back up, and they were saying to me, "Well, Vanley, what do you think that these young, at the time it was these British kids, and mainly Caribbean kids, right? The kids, they say these Caribbean kids. No, a lot of young kids have got problems, right? But the Caribbean ones are the worst. They're the ones doing all the knife crime. They're the ones. When I was growing up, you had teddy boys, mods, rockers. They all carried razor blades. They all carried knives. Right? But it's all that little pocket of kids. They're stereotypes.
It's funny because there was a report today on the news. Radio about knife crime. It's gone up. It's gone up by 6% for the Great British Isles. In London, it's only gone up by 1%.
Well, there you go. So I've been arguing that point for a long time.
Most people would be thinking, okay, London, but I was surprised myself.
No, I've been into Warrington. I've done the research. I've done the research. Even in Hackney. All right, one of the main impoverished areas in Hackney is a place called Hoxton. Anyone knows Hoxton? Yeah. Right, you know that is predominantly not of mixed heritage. You understand? So you know, I understand. I grew up in the East End of London, from there, Dagenham, all over the place. In the 80s as well, you know. So I understand the point, but I don't get into all of that. Yeah. You see, because I used to go around knocking doors. That's how I kind of brought up. 16, I got into cells, right? Knocking doors. I spent 12 years in home improvements. And everybody used to slam doors in my face, like proper slam doors in my face. Like, I'm taking out my frustration for the day. Right? I mean, we did a thing at the time, it was called double glazing. The worst, we were hated more than policemen. Can you imagine that in the 80s? Right? And there's this young little kid coming out the ghetto, all cooled up with his Olympus red suit, you know, his flat hat and whatever, you know, moon boots. You remember moon boots? Yeah? They remember moon boots? Where you at, man? What's going on? Come on, man, boots, bruv. Right? But you had to keep warm, because we used to go Kent, Essex, all them places there, right? Where it's like, you know, you're kind of invisible. You go, sometimes you get chased around the estate, have to hide, you know, you go in the pub, they crack jokes, whatever. I didn't care, I'm making money, right? You know, them days was the times of Stavros, you remember? What's that?
Yes,
Do you remember that, right? That's my time, right? So that's how I learned my game. But it was all about slamming doors, but I always said I was going to do best.
Yeah.
And I always said I was going to professionalise my profession, because I hate the way people spoke to me. Because where I came from, the kid out the ghetto, it's the best I could do. I mean, I've now gone back to uni and things like that, and you know, like loads and loads, I'm recognising it. But the point is, at that time, I had nothing. I'd come from the streets. So it wasn't exactly supporting when people went, slang, right, and took out all that frustration, but that's down to them. That wasn't my problem, that was theirs. So the point I'm making, when you take that spin, and you can turn something around that is so, like there's a barrier that's so predominant in your face, and you can remove it because it's up there. And that's what we need to do to a lot of these youngsters. You see, the barriers that they seem to be facing are an illusion. Right? You with me? Yes. Yeah? The barriers are primarily material barriers. Yes. Not mental barriers. So we've got to look and see how can we change that environment. And it's the same in the Caribbean. This is what I'm getting back to. I'm not going over it. But the report that I wrote, I showed the correlations across were no different from Caribbean youth to English youth.
Yes.
Right? And if it was up to me, then I would have took it to Europe, and I'm sure it would have been the same. I went to Le Havre and places like that where you got big Arabic communities. I went to extend it and go on, right? And I mean, that's when I first heard French rap and things like Alpha Blondie, French reggae music. You know, it kind of opened up my heart. I mean, I went to France, but I never really went to France. You know, I went to like Monte Carlo, Saint-Tropez. There's a big difference to Le Havre, you know? Like when the windows are falling out the blocks, you understand what I mean? Yeah? So the point I'm getting at is like, it's about thinking. Right? And it's about foundation. And what I'm saying, it's an idea, like Dennis said, it's an idea. What I would like to be able to do, and those of you who are interested, because it's not going to be done in the night, you know, is to put a think tank together, just a think tank, where we can come together and sit down once every few months and put down a basis. I'm going down to the Caribbean to bring forward a lot of things now as well. And it's a cooperative operation that we're looking at. So those of you who are starting and doing businesses, and so I really want you to start thinking cooperatively. What can we do for ourselves, but also what can we do to help each other?
Yes.
How can I work more collectively to generate more business? I'm not talking about just for love, it's a business operation. Right? The social comes after. That's where we've been getting it wrong. We've been doing the social first and the economics after. I cut out the social, I don't get emotional. There's too much emotion running around in the world. That's why it's all going crazy. People are too emotional. The reason why I love business is because it doesn't help. You can help people, you can do whatever you like. That's why I love business. And there's always something new to learn. There's always something new happening. All right, so let's start thinking, how are we going to really underpin that brain drain? Because until we build a brain drain and block that brain drain, and I hope you agree with me on this, we're never going to get anywhere. It's a vicious spiral. I'd like to think that we, in our generation, are able to put a stop to that brain drain. I promised CARICOM, because I'm CARICOM consultant as well, and I promised CARICOM 12,500 jobs over the next 5 years. That's off my back. Now imagine if we all did 5 each. All right, imagine what could be done. All right, and this is what I'm getting at. This is where we really got to start thinking. Then think of that wealth, exporting that wealth into the UK, taking control of the situation that's going on in the UK. People say, oh, the youngsters ain't got no jobs. So let's set up recruitment agencies then and get them bloody jobs. We're in the age of diversity. Why are we waiting on the state to do it? Go and do it ourselves. And you can help others while you do it as well. It doesn't just have to be limited to Caribbean youth. Do you understand my point? Right? Take the initiative. Go and negotiate with employers. Get in front of them. And believe you me, I know it works because I do it. And I know it works. Alright, but I'm one man. Alright? And one man that monitors and tracks everything and doesn't sleep a lot. Probably about 3-4 hours a night. But I've been getting up at 3s lately, going at 1 and getting up at 3, and then going back again at 5. I don't get it. It's mad. Yeah? But it works, yeah? But the brain, yeah, it just keeps going, right? I don't know what I do about this. You know? When I'm gone, innit? I'm pushing up daisies. But while I'm here, people know I'm here, because this is going to be active. Alright? So what I'm saying to you is, let's start thinking of the keyword opportunities. Let's look at this. Opportunities. What does it cost to create an opportunity? Huh? It's an idea, isn't it? A formulation of an idea. I'm going to give you something to take away now. I'm going to say, right, who has a vision here? You do? Right. You got one? I know you got one. You're just lying. You're just hiding. I know I don't want to tell the missus. Yeah? I'm going to hide from her. Yeah, she goes, oh, right, oh, yeah. You ain't going to spend all that money down. You calm down, son. Yeah. Now she's going to make you. I can see she's going to make it of you. All right? So, here we go. Vision, right? Here we go. The eyes are the windows to the soul, darling, yeah? I know you shaped him, yeah? He was a bit wayward, wasn't he? And you got hold of him and shook him, and now look, he's a good boy accountant, working hard, good on your son. Alright, here we go. Right, so you've got your vision, right? So what I want you to look at is your vision. Have I answered these? Have I answered these questions? Yeah? You sure, yeah? There's a bit of fire in your belly, but it's timing, you know? Otherwise we can break it out and we can go on. We'll do them up the road. This is just a warm-up session. For the, the fire. Because Dennis is going to come and I've got some other key speakers coming on. We're going to really fire it up for you from this year. We're going to get it driving. Let people know what time it is, you know? Because that's what it's about. Caribbean is back.
Yes.
Right? Simple. Yeah? Swing. And by the way, Calypso music, we nearly bankrupted, what are they called? The people who strap.
PSI. Is it PSI? Raw performance, PBS.
Yeah, right? A few years with Carnival. Did you know that Carnival artists don't get their royalties when they play up here? Yeah. Did you know that? Oh, no, they don't get a penny. Very bad, isn't it? And they bust their butt to create the music.
But they still collect the money.
They still collect the money, oh yeah.
But they don't give it to the artists.
Yeah, we had them, Notting Hill Carnival, the whole management thing were phoning us up on the mobile. But the guy I set up to do it, because I couldn't do it, I had to work in the background, by the way. Alright, and what it is, the guy I set up to do it, he was all about himself, Trinidadian Carnival guy, and he was all about a guy called Caribbean Scene. That's another story. But what I'm telling you, it works. If you're willing, it works. Alright, so just pay attention. Because it's economic wealth that can be put back in and then distributed. If it's good for us, it's good for everybody. You know, because for us to integrate effectively and not have this stigma of young people, guns, knives, whatever, we have to clean that up. We can't rely on the state to clean it up. We have to be responsible and take the risk, and that takes economic investment. All right? Okay, so this is 10 to 20 years, right? Okay, so you've got a 10 to 20 years. So what I want you thinking is where you project yourself to in 10 to 20 years, then you've got a mission, which is your 5-year. Then you've got your objective. This is where most planning starts. And as you know, Nigel, most accounting starts with your objectives. Although the mission statement is generally the company policy, they don't really bring it into the figures, do they? It's like, we're projected forecast, and so we'll deal with that later. Let's deal with what happened. Let's do the actuals, yeah? All right, yeah? And that's the key behind it, right? But I'm saying extrapolation in forecasting, right, it's where it's all at, because that's what gets exciting, right? Yeah, otherwise it's just like, well, that happened, tick, tick, tick. When you're extrapolating, the mind starts to become creative, right? And that's what I want. Is that right?
Yeah, what you've done is one thing, but what you're going to do is something
else.
Next,
isn't it? And what you're going to do is always the adrenaline.
That's the fun part.
Here you go. Just tell the missus that what I'm going to do when you go.
Yeah.
Oh, what you've done, all right, yeah. You fell asleep last time, yeah. You know, right? It happens, right? Yeah. But you know what's coming, right? But beautiful. That's the key, right? So, yeah. All right? All right, and then you've got targets, right?
Objective is that yearly?
Objective is yearly, yeah. All right, targets are monthly. Am I on track here, Nigel, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking you because I'm banking on you now. You're the prudence man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm banking on you, mate. All right, and then we've got targets and we've got rota. All right, and I'm going to fly through this because that security is going to be up there. Believe it or not, I ran a college at one. He's got a customer service qualification for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Adnan at the front. Yeah, I never even recognised him. All right, yeah. So, all right, weekly. And look where he is, right in frontline customer service. Yeah? All right? And task. Daily. So what I want you to do is here, put all your goals, all your projected goals where you want to be. All right? I really want you to be there and visualize. Visualization. If you don't visualize it, it won't happen. Right? It's a bit like what Dennis was saying about the idea, projecting the thinking. Visualize it, right? And really pin it, but write it down. And then I want you to prioritize the number, because you probably have more than one goal. So I want you to prioritize it. All right? And prioritize those goals. But take the first goal, all right? The first, because you're learning. Remember, don't be a madman like me and try playing around with them, strategic and integration, all that kind of that. Right? You'll end up jumping off